Hi, I'm Di Somerville and I am the founder of Regional Pitchfest. Growing up in Wagga was so much fun. It was, we did things like the gummy race, which is where you turn a trampoline upside down, put tractor inner tubes on the bottom of it and float down the river and have a race with all your mates. Like just crazy stuff that happens out in the bush. And it was just really fun and free. And I've got a brother and a sister, and I've got 46 first cousins, and we spent every weekend out at the river water skiing. We did lots of camping, and had great family time growing up, and really fond memories of those adventures, especially camping and enjoying the outdoors. And I remember trying to pick which service I was going to go for, and the advisor said, well, in the army you can do this, this and this. And I said, well, so I can't drive a tank? No. You can't do any of the Gucci stuff? Maybe not. I didn't consider myself smart enough to fly a jet, so I just ruled the Air Force out. And I liked the Navy uniform. So I went, oh, I'll go Navy. That sounds like fun. With no intention of ever really doing it. So I fell into it, and I think it's just karma or whatever it was the right fit for me in every possible way. I never felt held back as a female in the Navy at all, never once. And so that was a big part of it too. And probably another part, which in hindsight I think is kind of funny, now that I'm where I'm at, but there's no ocean in Wagga. So there was really no chance that I could ever get sent back here. So it was a really good escape route from Wagga to not have to come back, which is funny because I absolutely love it. But at the time it was like, yes, I'm out of here. They can't ever get me back. The role I had was then known as a seaman officer. So you're captain's representative on the bridge of the ship. And I kind of look back at it now and go, that was a different person, a different lifetime, and it seems surreal because some of the things you do are just so amazing and out there, like fast roping out of helicopters and doing boarding parties and firing 9mm pistol and thrashing around this multi-billion-dollar warship in the ocean and firing off torpedoes. It just seems so surreal from now and my life now, but I think the task was extremely full on for the time that I was there. The role of a seaman officer on the bridge of a warship is really a central control point for all the happenings and what's going on. So, one ear you've got the PWO talking to you down in the ops room. The other ear you might have ships in company talking to you, and you're controlling the bridge itself and the navigation of the ship and positioning for warfare or whatever it is. So it was really high intensity sort of work, but so challenging. Like I really relished in that environment, and I think I found passion in something that I'd never really found passion in before, and challenge. Like it just never stopped challenging me in something else that was, having to learn and push yourself mentally and the physical as well. Like at the Defence Academy, being pushed physically to a point where, if people had told me what you would have to do before I went in, I probably would have said, no, well, that's not for me. But then being pushed into a situation, coming through the other side, you sort of have this newfound faith in yourself and what you may have the capacity to do. So it helped unleash a lot of that. It helped build a lot of resilience too, because, things like lack of sleep, I guess that's a great trait as an entrepreneur. Like every entrepreneur doesn't sleep well. But the discipline, the having to stick to tasks, all of those key factors were so important. Leadership, as an officer, you've got sailors that look to you and that sense of professionalism that you have to have. So it's helped me so much in my life and given me skills that I will have for the rest of my life. But at the same time, it wasn't all peaches and roses. It was tough work. There was no sleep. It was monotonous. It made me really... I guess in the forces, they really pump you up so that you can do the things you do. So when you leave, that's really hard to come back down from and then find something that replaces that sense of excitement and challenge. So it does leave a gap when you leave. personally, professionally, everything. I came home for my brother's and sister-in-law's hens and bucks party and back to Wagga town, and rolled on in and sat up at the local bar at Collingully and started talking to a guy that I went to preschool with, who also went to high school with. We chatted away and he's now my husband. So I came back for a weekend that really changed the whole direction of my life. I was dead set on being the first female Chief of Navy. Like that was my future. I was never coming back here. And one conversation with him and everything changed. So I was really lucky working in the co-working space that I got exposed to what the startup scene was. It was more than just starting a business. This was like a whole world I didn't know existed. And I was really lucky to have some really key mentors that threw me into that pit, I guess. And I got exposed to what was happening in the metro areas and the buzzwords and what that actually meant. And for me, every time I went and I saw something like that, all I actually took away from it was the opportunity that we had regionally, because it wasn't happening here. And who was tapping in and who was talking to our regional people, who was giving our regional people a platform. So I heard about these pitch events and sort of read into a bit and went, well, I'll just do one in Wagga. And that can be my way of giving back and hopefully making someone else's life a little bit easier. Because had I had that opportunity when I first started, it probably would have helped me immensely. I walked away from that event with $460 for about 240 hours work. And I was utterly satisfied, purely from what I got back from the people that were involved and the people that pitched and sharing that journey. So I very much had that idea that I wanted to scale this. Maybe next year I'd do 2 or 3. Little did I know that the reason AusPost was sitting in the audience were they were actually scoping this out as an opportunity. And yeah, so 2 weeks later I got a phone call to fly to Melbourne and pitch Pitchfest. And to be honest, it was the first time I ever pitched, was to pitch my pitching competition, right? So, you know, the whole 2 days, hurry up, put your deck together, do your pitch, have everything ready. I still didn't, in my gut, believe that this would ever take off. Like, it was just an event that had great success here in Wagga, and, you know, maybe we'll do 2 or 3. So off I went to Melbourne, not really sure of what was going to happen, but still not believing that anything major really would. And had a pitch session to the Chief Innovation Officer at Post, Greg Sutherland. And I never thought I would find someone with as much passion for Pitchfest as I do, but I think Greg's like hit the mark. Like, he was jumping up and down and scribbling on his whiteboard about how excited he was and what we could do with this and how we need to take it national. And I thought, okay, take it national. I wonder what he means by that. But, you know, his level of thinking and his vision to scale it to that extent and to do it really quickly blew me away.
So when I came to Wagga to see the first regional pitch fest, I think it was with a view from Australia Post perspective to just come and see what a regional pitch fest might look like. Australia Post has long kind of been involved with regional communities around the country, and I was really interested in what a regional pitch fest might actually look like on a national scale. Australia Post has always had an active interest and engagement with regional Australia, and the regional pitch fest on a national scale is really the next evolution of that relationship and conversation. Australia Post is super excited actually about a whole lot of different partners that we are connecting with around the Pitch Fest. So the fact that we're partnering with Regional Pitch Fest to start with, which is an amazing startup with an incredible female founder, Di Somerville. Partnering with her is super exciting for us. Partnering with Silicon Paddock is also a new partnership, and I guess for us it's very important that it's not just that we come into a community, create a great experience and connect a whole lot of people and then leave. The idea of having an always on, always available, great place where anyone that's interested can go to get good resources to help them. Silicon Paddock is clearly the perfect space and place for them to do that. So that partnership is very important for us. And then also partnering with the University of Melbourne's Melbourne Accelerator program. So we've partnered with MAP for 3 years. They're very excited to come to regional Australia and learn from the great entrepreneurs and small businesses that we know are out here. So we think that that will be an exciting thing as well. So partnering is definitely the way we want to do this. We don't know everything, but we know a whole lot of really great people that have something great to bring.
I can't wait to meet the Diet Somerville in Bunbury. Like, I am so excited about meeting these people that are going to put themselves forward. Like going through Bendigo and the Wagga event and meeting the cohort, they just give back so much. But I really hope for them, this is an opportunity that they can shine. This is their time, and this is an opportunity for them to realise that they're not disadvantaged because they're regional. They have more opportunity because they're regional, and really be able to turn the focus to them. So, why can't the regional entrepreneurship startup ecosystem start being exposed and taken seriously in everything that's going on? There's just so much opportunity. I really hope this just gives them that platform to be able to find that, and for regional Australia to find its voice in this space.